Hi everyone. I just wanted to share an experience that I've been going through and still going through. It's basically a humbling experience whereby lately I've been feeling as if there's a lot of things that I don't know, um, and there are so many areas that I can improve in, and basically it's an area that I came into that it's a new area, so there are things that I'm learning, right? So there's so much that I don't know, right? And then I'm moving from an area whereby there's so much that I knew, right? And I've learned that during this period that God is using it to humble me, right? And one of the things that I've learned through this experience is that not to deny how that experience made me feel. Meaning, let's say, for example, somebody corrects you, right? And maybe you're embarrassed about it, you get upset about it initially, you know, to not deny those feelings. You know, I'm not saying that you should act on those feelings, I'm saying to not deny it, meaning that you shouldn't feel upset, but you do feel upset. So don't say that you're not upset, right? You are. Maybe you shouldn't be, but you are, right? Now, it's not for you to now act on those upset feelings and think, oh, well, this person shouldn't have this and they shouldn't have that. So you wanna maybe, as people say, give them a piece of your mind, or tell them off, or maybe let them know you shouldn't have, tell me this, or like you didn't have to respond like that, like, and maybe respond to them, right? But really and truly, when you step back and you think about it, you know and this might vary, not in all cases, but in my case, I know that God was using the situation to humble me, right? Whether that person was wrong or right, I still had to examine the situation and think, what, how can I use this to grow? Yes, I got upset about it, but then again, what, I could have done this differently, or maybe next time I can do this instead of doing that, and I learned from it, but initially I did feel away, I felt maybe embarrassed, I felt like they didn't have to do the way they did it or whatever, but I didn't allow or try to make that person see that I'm upset with them or whatever, I tried to deal with me. I looked at, is there a different way I could have approached this? Like I could have handled, done this a bit differently. Like how can I grow from this? You know, and it's like after a while, I wasn't upset with that person anymore. You know, I grew from it. If whether they were wrong or they were right, I dealt with my side of it. And the main, I know situations would vary, but my point is that sometimes you get upset and okay, but you shouldn't get upset. And I know a lot of people would say, like, when somebody corrects you, don't get upset, right? But I won't say don't get upset. I would say, you know, take some time and think about it. Yeah, acknowledge, what, this is how this makes me feel. But think about it. Analyze, what? Could I have done things differently? Think about what the person say. Maybe, you were fine with what you did, and you were okay. And you don't need to change anything. And if that is the case, then, just leave it there. But most times I think we try to deny, or like, I shouldn't be upset, and you beat upon yourself about feeling upset, you know when it's okay to feel upset, but what do you do with those feelings, right? You don't act upon them. You step back and take some time, and even if you got to go by yourself and talk out those feelings, like, what, this is how I feel, or this is how, but not in front of that person, because sometimes, we act in the spur of the moment, and then later on we think back about it and we're like, oh, I shouldn't have done this, or I shouldn't have done that. So you step aside and you think about it. What, maybe they're right, or maybe, what, no, nothing was wrong with how I did what I did, and then you can leave it there. But I've learned to not deny those feelings, but instead, you know say, okay, this is how I feel, but you know what, I can grow from this by, I know that this is a humbling experience. Maybe I can do this differently. And that way I grow, right? And if it's a case whereby, you know what, I did nothing wrong and I'm good in this area, then I can let it go. And then everything is fine, rather than having, in that moment you think, and then now it become a tension between you and that person just because you acted out of your feelings in that moment, right? So basically, I just want to, let you know that it's okay to admit that you feel upset, not deny it. But what do you do with that feeling of upset? But what do you do with that feeling? Like, how do you react to that feeling? Do you go and act out on it, just to get back at that person? Or do you step back and think about, okay, they were right, or um I shouldn't have done this way, or you know what, you know I don't, it's okay, what I did wasn't wrong. They just have a different perspective, and you analyze it, and it saves a whole lot. And the thing is, it makes people look at you with respect, because everybody gets upset, but how they what they do with that feeling is what makes the difference, you know and people actually respect you. I know she was upset, but the way she handled it, you know it was commendable, or she actually helped me, because there are times when I get upset and I don't handle it that well, right? And you may not even know that you helped that person in that way, because they might not come back to you and tell you, oh, you helped me in this way, but they might just apply stuff to their lives, right? And then maybe later on, sometime back then, they might come to, you know what, remember the time and this, like I think, and I admire how you handle this thing, for something come up. But you never know, and people are always watching you. They're always watching you, even when you think they're not. So first of all, you got to recognize the season you're in and what's happening. Like me, I know that this season that I'm in, that God is using it to humble me. So there are different experiences that I go through, and I realize that this is what it's for, and this is the area that I'm working on at the moment. So when things come at me, I know right away to work on this area. And knowing the season you're in kind of helps you in reacting to things. But the main takeaways I want you to get from this video is, don't deny the feelings that you're feeling. Step aside, talk it out with God, have a conversation with yourself, analyze it, think about it. you know and what really makes the difference is not that, oh, you got upset when they correct you. Is, okay, what did you do? How did you react to those feelings? You got upset, but then you thought about it and you realize, what, yes, I should really work on this area. So it's not a bad thing to, or it doesn't make you a bad person to get upset when you're corrected, right? Because you do feel a way, and it might take some time for you to develop in that area, whereby, somebody can tell you something and it just goes like that, right? And it takes time to develop in that area. So don't beat up on yourself if you're not there in the first try or the second try. You keep working at it and you're going to get there. But don't deny how you feel, and step back, think about it. If it's something that you do need to work on, then work on it. If not, then it's something you're just fine, then just let it go. And always be aware that people are looking at you and they're observing you, and how you handle things or how you react to things. So it's not about, oh, if you got upset or you didn't get upset. What did you do with those feelings? Like, how did you react to that feeling? That's important. Anyway, I really hope that this video was helpful. I realized, like, I was thinking about this and I thought, what, let me share. I may not be the only person that is struggling in this area or that's working on this area, and it might be helpful to somebody. And if it's not, then no harm done. Anyway, thank you for watching my video, and see you in my next video. Bye. Oh, by the way, feel free to subscribe, to like, to share if you feel like it's gonna help somebody. Basically, my channel is me sharing my experiences as I grow and I become the best me that I can be. I just share what I learned so that others can learn from it. And if you have an experience that you want to share, feel free to do so. I always say the comment box is a community that where we all can share, where I can learn from you also. And yeah, and oh yeah, check out my craft page, Elizabeth's Classics. This is one of my pieces, and I usually make other pieces too. But yeah, feel free to check my page out, Elizabeth's Classics. I'll try to remember to put the name in the description box. Anyway, thank you for watching my video. Bye.